playing Final Fantasy X-2 for a long time. It's definitely the Final Fantasy game that I have the most experience with, and to this day it's still probably one of my favorite video games, period. It's super cringy, it's super campy, and at times it straight up feels like Final Fantasy's answer to the Powerpuff Girls. In fact, now that I think about it, that's exactly what it is. It is Final Fantasy Powerpuff Girls, but after playing the game for so many years, I wanted to do something through this playthrough that I'd never done, that I always wanted to do, which is 100% all of the Dressspheres. If you're not familiar with the way the Dressspheres work, is essentially the Dressspheres is X-2's version of the job system or a class system. Your Dressspheres determine what your character does, whether they use magic, whether they use swords, or whatever. I've actually already messed this up because I missed one earlier in Chapter 1. I didn't do something in Chapter 1 that would have allowed me to get the trainer Dresssphere right now in Chapter 3, but that's not a big deal. So my goal is to get all of these Dressspheres with all of their abilities 100% unlocked. It doesn't have to be on every single character, but I would like that to happen. So anytime I get one unlocked, I'm going to make a video like this and just kind of talk about my impressions of that particular Dresssphere. I'm not going to do duplicate videos, so this one is about the White Mage that I have on Yuna. So if I end up maxing out the White Mage Dresssphere on Pain or Riku, I'm not going to do a video about that because I would just be saying the same exact thing over and over again. So, from what I can tell, at least from the ones I have, the Black Mage and the White Mage are the easiest to max out. And the reason I'm saying this, I mean, just go to Pain, who has never used either Dresssphere. When you get them, well, I guess her White Mage one did not start off very high, but they start off with a decently high percent. Like, 10% is not horrible for starting out, because it comes with 4 attacks. 4 attacks right from the get-go. I actually thought the White Mage one started at higher than 3, but I guess I was wrong. So, let's take a look at a 100% completed White Mage Dresssphere with all of the abilities unlocked. So, you start off with Prey, which doesn't use any of your mana, and it restores a little bit of health. And when it says a little bit of health, you're essentially doing reverse chip damage to yourself. So you're talking like 20 points here, 40 points there, and it doesn't sound like that would make a difference, but I've gone into fights and having Yuna as something other than a White Mage and got my ass kicked because I don't have that healing ability. Vigor, I also don't think uses any kind of mana, but I'm not sure. I'll actually go ahead and test that in just a few minutes when I show you what the White Mage Dresssphere looks like in action. Vigor, it works almost instantly from what I can tell, and immediately restores health to your White Mage, which, holy shit, you're gonna need, because White Mages are very squishy. You've got your basic cure spells, which they're in every Final Fantasy game from what I can tell. Regen, which is actually something I don't use, which I need to, because gradually restoring a character's health over time is a good thing. Dispel, I use a lot. Dispel does exactly what it sounds like, exactly what it says at the top of the screen, where if an enemy buffs itself, you can negate that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how to pronounce this word. In my head, I've been saying Insuna, but that's probably not right. But anyway, what this does is if you've got somebody poisoned or you've got darkness or whatever, that'll cure it. And this ability will save you a lot of usages on items. It's not going to completely get rid of it, because you're still going to need items sometimes, especially if you get hit with something that doesn't let you use magic. Then you'll definitely need an item, but it saved me a lot of money, a lot of gil off buying antidote. Life, full life, basically, you've got a phoenix, basically takes the place of a phoenix down. Shell reduces magical damage. Now, The thing, the thing about reflect is you have to be super, super careful about how you use reflect. And I learned this the hard way. I actually had thought that I'd ran into a glitch because I was doing a boss fight and I went ahead, casted shield, casted protect, and then casted reflect without realizing that when it deflects spells cast at the party, it also includes spells that are casted by you. So I would try to heal my party, it would bounce off and heal the enemy. So definitely be super careful if you're using reflect. It's not something I use often, solely because of that right there. Shell reduces magic damage, protect reduces physical damage. Full cure I don't have to use very much because it does take up a decent amount of magic, but it basically fixes everything, restores your HP, cures your status ailments, and then white magic level 2 and 3 just cut down on the amount of time it takes to charge up your abilities. So currently with Yuna, this is the layout I have for her. I'm getting ready to change her garment grid because I'm getting ready to do a fight where I do believe the enemies can use ice attacks. So I'm probably gonna put her on a grid that lets her use it lets her absorb ice attacks. So I'll probably end up putting her on this one. But right now I have her on this particular one, which lets her use drain so she can restore a little bit of her health. Again, the setup isn't completely set in stone. I've got an accessory on her that raises her health because, oh, holy shit, you will need it. And one that raises her magic points because you'll need that too. Alright, let's see if I can find a random encounter so I can kind of show you guys how the white mage works. And just a full disclaimer, I'm not running into anything. Just a full disclaimer, I'm actually pretty bad at this game. I'll be completely honest. I'm not the best gamer in the world, so here we go. That should get us some encounters. Alright, so I've got the active battle time. Should be set to wait so that I can kind of do this. This is how most of my basic fights go. I have my other two doing their thing, and then Yuna casting Prey over and over again. Oh yeah! With basic fights like this, it works really well because it will keep you from dying. But when it comes to boss fights, you sometimes have to make that choice of, do you want 3 characters to be able to use damage? Or are you going to take that sacrifice of having that damage to be able to heal? And that's kind of where I'm at with the game right now, is that I'm definitely having some trouble because of where I have one person who's incredibly squishy and can't attack. Because the white mage in this game has nothing to where she can do any damage whatsoever. She doesn't have any kind of amp abilities, nothing other than what she has on the karmic grid. So I would definitely recommend leveling one of them up for white mage early in the game. I can't really say if it's something you want to stick with throughout the whole game. You might be better off after you get used to the game and used to how everything goes. You might be better off going ahead and leveling Yuna, because I mean I'm using Yuna as a white mage, but you could use pretty much anybody. Leveling them up as a white mage secondary and having them main something a little bit different. So, is this thing might die? Good lord! You see, this is kind of what I'm talking about because I've only got 2 people doing damage, and I'm a little bit under-leveled for this area, so they're kind of doing chip damage at best. Oh yeah! And this thing keeps fucking up itself. Because, like, right now, it would be really useful to have her as some something else instead of having her as a white mage, because you can kind of see where I could use the extra damage. So I don't think she's going to stay a white mage for very long. Oh my god, this thing seriously will not die. Oh, okay, I think I understand how it keeps buffing itself. Where I had Pain do those attacks that would lower its defense and its strength, I think it has the opposite effect on it. Which really sucks. That's gonna make this slow. There it is, it's dead. Definitely dead. So yeah. That's kind of my thoughts on the White Mage Dresssphere. It's definitely good for early game. I can't quite say at this point if it's gonna be good to keep Yuna as a white mage throughout the entire game. That's definitely something that I'm going to have to do a follow-up on. So I will definitely make a little bit of a white mage update video. I'm pretty sure the next video that I do for this is probably going to be the warrior Dresssphere, because I've had Pain as a warrior the entire game because I stupidly missed the Dark Knight Dresssphere back in chapter 2. So yeah, I'm kind of mad about that. It's one of the best Dressspheres you can get in the game, so there'll definitely be more than one playthroughs of this particular file. So yeah, next will probably be the warrior, just because I have that one almost done, and I think Riku's also almost done with the gun mage. So yeah, expect warrior and gun mage videos next.